Good morning, guys. So I know I have not been on YouTube for a year or so now, and I will be honest, physical therapy school, life, family, relationships, special occasions, life just got wild and YouTube was not on my agenda. I also started PT school last summer and I was never able to really talk about it. So I think I'm gonna come back and answer some of the questions that were asked so long ago. Hopefully they're still relevant to some people. Answer those questions and then briefly summarize how my first year of PT school has been like. Yeah, so let's get to it. Okay, and just a quick thing. So sorry that I look like a mess. I have been studying since noon today and it's 5 p.m. currently. So I'm studying for an exam. Right now I'm on spring break, but PT school, man, you don't really have a break. I did go to New York this last weekend. It was amazing. Had a blast with my friends, so it's not like you can't have a break. Definitely do. I know a lot of people who are still on break mode, but I need to do well on this next exam, so I'm just trying to study in advance. It's not until next Tuesday, and today's Wednesday. So just to give you guys a little idea of how far in advance I'm studying, also knowing that I'm not going to do anything this Saturday and Sunday. So yeah, I think PT school is a lot of planning ahead of time, and if you want your weekends to yourself, then you got to work hard during the week. I have noticed that since school in the summer started, I have noticed that I have a very strict schedule. I go to class in the morning, afternoon, we eat lunch, have an hour break usually in between, and then I like to do my notes right after classes. I work out and then I go home, relax, chill, maybe study here and there for a little bit, but a lot of my studying would have to be after classes during that few hours between classes and my gym time. That's just been working for me and I continue to do that. Now, if I have practicals, it changes things up a bit because practicals can get very stressful. A practical, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but it's like a simulation, so a lab simulation or it could be anatomy practicals, so you go into lab and you have to identify structures and everything. So I'm thinking more of simulations, so we are paired with another SPT, student physical therapist, in our grade, and one of us acts as a patient and then the other one's acting like a student physical therapist. Okay, so this is kind of getting really confusing maybe. Let me think about this. I might have to cut this and edit it just to make it more clear. I just realized a year not being on YouTube, I feel like I haven't really been updating you guys on what PT school is like. Because summer classes, here we go. Summer classes for me, it was all anatomy and then a research class, but that was kind of blow off. But not research, the anatomy, we spent a lot of time in the anatomy lab, and then the other half of the time we were in lecture. So that wasn't too bad for me. I thought it was pretty straightforward. Just know your structures, identify, have enough practice to know that one cadaver will look very different from another cadaver, and just know where things are relative to the body. Because yes, there are anatomical differences, but if you kind of have an idea of where the structures should be, then you kind of can make a educated guess / you will know what it is, So that was the summer. Last semester I did fine again, kept the same schedule as I do now. This semester, I will be honest, it kind of picked up, and I think it picked up because I'm taking pathophysiology on top of movement analysis 2, which is a little bit more complex now. Like, I think the first semester of movement was more not brief but broad, and now it's kind of like you have to apply your knowledge, and we are working on the lower extremity, which is also including gait and posture, so it all connects through the hip. Fun fact, gluteus maximus is like the most important muscle in the body according to my professor, because it like connects to the lumbar, which is like, you know, trunk stability, whatever, and then all the way through your hip and lower extremities. So it is a big connector through the thoracolumbar fascia and stuff, so it just kind of like works with the whole central part of the body. So very important muscle. Now I would say social life is fine. Again, I have my weekends, and some people don't have their weekends. I think it depends on you as a studier throughout the week and how quickly you can understand or keep up with the material. There are times when I slack during the week, so then I will have to use my Sunday to really like study hard, or Saturdays even. Just you have to like really work with whatever the week has given you. I know some people who worked their first semester, and if I were to give you an advice, it would be the first semester is probably the most, I would say, doable. First year maybe, actually, and then after that, depending on the program, it gets a little tougher, and time is very much like not on your side. I would not feel comfortable working next semester, just knowing with like all the projects you do. Yeah, there's a lot of projects in PT school as well. For us, we have to get along with our classmates, and if you don't, then you kind of just have to suck it up and be professional about it. So yeah, so far so good. Not to brag or anything, but my GPA in PT school is a lot better than my undergraduate. So it's a 3.8, and that just goes to show it's doable. If you mess up in your undergrad, that does not determine whether or not you will do well in PT school. Unfortunately, that's just how admissions is, and you do have to prove that you can keep up with the work, and I understand that whole process. I guess program to program also depends. In my school, you cannot get below an 80%. If you get below an 80%, it's considered failing, and then you would have to like go speak to the director, and then you may get kicked out of the program. Luckily, I have not been in that situation, and things are just okay. I do have one more thing. Oh, as I mentioned, PT school is stressful. As long as you keep up with your material, it's okay. However, during the first couple of weeks, our PT program kind of scared the crap out of us, and we did lose, unfortunately, one student. So the stress did get to this individual, and this person did lose like 7 to 10 pounds in 1 week. So lots of information, lots of material. It gets stressful, yes, but I highly encourage all of you guys, stress out, yeah, but don't overthink it and panic to the point where you don't even take the first exam and think it's not for you. If anything, if you work hard, I believe you can do it. You have proven that you are more than capable of being in PT school, so I don't think they just choose anybody to be in their program, no matter where you are in the United States. I just think it's competitive for a reason, and yes, it's overwhelming at first, but if you take it day by day, you can do it. Yeah, so that was one sad thing that happened over the summer. Otherwise, I will say I'm very happy with the university I chose to attend, and I love my classmates, and we are very helpful to one another. Yeah. All right. Well, it was nice chatting. Please comment and ask me any other questions you may have. I'm sorry if this was kind of like all over the place. I just realized it's been a year since I made a video, and I just kind of wanted to come back and let you guys know I'm doing okay. It's not as bad as some people may say. It's doable. You'll have a social life. Your weekends will be fine, and school is just school, and you know how to do it. Okay? All right. Talk to you guys next time.